Hello, everyone. Hope we are all staying warm and safe. Well, where I'm at, it's been cold and snowing and all that. We're in the dead of winter. So, this stream vlog is going to be about point of view or POV camera shots in film, which which I'm sure some of you have seen before. And even if you don't think you have, it's pretty, common. So whoever came up with this idea of POV shots is, pretty smart, if you think about it, because the idea is to show the character's viewpoint, like to see the film how they see it, and it draws the audience in and has them connect to the story, like they're in the story, like they're right there. A good perfect example of this is in Jaws. Well, you see the poster right behind me, like at the very beginning of the film, like they show in the water, like the shark's point of view in the water at the very beginning of the movie, which I think Spielberg did that because it wanted the audience to know right off the bat that this is going to be a scary film, like thrilling and um, one of those movies to where there's going to be a scary theme involved, and I think Jaws did a very good job with that. Another good example was the original Halloween from 1978. If you've seen the movie, you know that young Michael Myers is a kid, like around 6 or 7 years old, and they show him wandering around the house from his point of view, and they see him. They literally show him putting on the mask from the camera, or his angle, and right before he kills his sister, and he ends up in the institution, and we all know what happens from there if you've seen the film. But yeah, they also did a good job with that because you can see things from Michael Myers' perspective. Like he's walking around the house, he sees his sister with her boyfriend through the window, and he grabs the knife. And again, they wanted the audience to like feel what Michael Myers is feeling as a little kid. Another example is they use it in Terminator. The original one is what I'm referring to from 1984, where Arnold Schwarzenegger plays T-800, the Terminator. And what I found interesting is whenever they're showing, they're filming the shots from that perspective, it's in red because they want to convey that the Terminator sees everything in red. That's how he sees it versus we humans don't see things that way. And of course, the Terminator being a robot or cyborg, whatever they call it, they want the audience to see that machines operate differently than humans, and that's how they see and that's how they operate and such. And another example, Alfred Hitchcock did a very good job with this from the movie Rear Window with Jimmy Stewart. That was made in 1954. Yeah, something like that. And he does a really good job with that. And Hitchcock is one of my favorite all time directors. He did a wonderful job with Rear Window by showing things outside LB Jeffries' apartment. And those who haven't seen the movie, he's of Jimmy Stewart, who plays LB Jeffries, is a photographer, and he's uh, broke his leg, and where he was taking pictures at a race, he broke his leg, and he's spying on his neighbors who he suspects is a murderer. And so I think, if I remember correctly, all that movie was filmed from his apartment window. All the shots were taken from there. Well, most of them. So he used a lot of POV shots in that movie. And I think he might have used it in Vertigo. I'm not as familiar with that one, but he might have used some of it. I don't remember him using him that much in Psycho. Maybe he did. But that's one of my favorite all time favorites is Psycho. And it's in my top five. And, he did an amazing job at that one. But back to Rear Window, that's another perfect example of how point of view shots are utilized. I know there's more, there's others, but those are the main ones that I can think of offhand. And they seem to be more common in horror and some sci-fi. You don't see a lot of them in like westerns or comedy drama. That's more of a horror or sci-fi thing because I guess they want the audience to make it look more, what's a word I can use, but maybe realistic. I don't know if that's the correct term or not, but they want the audience to feel a stronger like connection to the story and to the character, I guess. But yeah, it's a great, it's a great part of cinematography. And like I said, whoever came up with it's, we're pretty smart. But if there's any I did not mention, because I'm sure there's more examples, feel free to drop it in the comments. And of course, as always, if there's anything you want to contribute to the films that I did mention in this stream, feel free to do that as well. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, Living on Film. And that is all I have for right now. And again, if anybody wants to contribute, feel free to comment. And don't forget to subscribe. My channel is Living on Film, and I plan to make more vlogs and hope to see you all again very soon. Thanks. Have a good night and be safe.